Years ago, I, together with Sissy Shelkowski, who's a master educator originally from Chicago, together we founded the first Jewish school in the world for adolescents with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, Asperger's syndrome, nonverbal learning disabilities. We wanted to start a school for kids who were bright, but were just falling by the wayside. It was incredible to see that although these kids were intellectually above most of where the other kids in their classes were, they were at risk for everything because there was no place where they could fit into. They were being expelled, suspended, causing their parents incredible problems, getting involved with issues of alcohol, drugs, leaving any of the family's traditions, anything connected to a Jewish lifestyle. And we went to the Ministry of Education and we spoke to the Minister of Education, who at that point was Zvulun Hammer, and we said to him that there's a strong need to set up a school which will be able to take care of these kids and their needs and turn them into full people, help them become what they're capable of becoming. And with that, we started 18 years ago a school here in Jerusalem called Bnei Chayil, which was the first school specifically for these type of kids. And since then, it's been a wonderful adventure seeing the potential that comes out of these kids, their ability to discover who they are, to start becoming themselves. And that's been an incredible experience that we've all been part of. And the payoff is really seeing the transformation of these young people from being lost to becoming full human beings who not only can have a full life within themselves, but are able to contribute in an incredible way to the society outside of them. Once we started the school here in Israel, I started receiving emails, telephone calls from people all over the world, parents, desperate parents, parents who were looking for some answer from England, France, Switzerland, Belgium, the United States, people who are looking for an answer. The situation is, I have a young man, he's a teenager, hasn't succeeded in the school he's in, he's creating problems, his self-esteem is lower than low, and we don't have an answer for him. Certainly no answer within the Jewish community. Certainly no answer within Jewish education. Not a week goes by that I don't receive an email from someone, someplace, who is looking for an answer, simply not because that their child is either bad or lazy or not capable, but simply because no one has been able to find a way for these children to fit in within the community in which they live, within the school system wherein they live. Once we started seeing this literal flood of need and flood of phone calls, we decided that we needed to set up an overseas program, or a program here in Israel for students who come from outside of Israel. And 5 years ago, we began the Matara Alternative Residential Program, which is a program that we started to give these children a home, to give them a sense where they can discover who they are and find themselves and begin to see their own strengths. The first step here at Matara is simply for a child who is lost to discover who he is, to discover there is something really there, something that's worthwhile, that he's not a piece of garbage, that he's not the black sheep. And the first step is learning about the self. Who am I? And we teach the kids about who they are in a very structured way that we developed. We developed a technology that's called Neurobehavioral Cognitive Dynamics, NBCD. We help the children first understand neurologically how their brain works, what makes each brain unique, how each of us is born with specific cognitive strengths that affect what our personalities are, that affect what we're good at, and that we have to first come and learn what our my strengths? What am I good at on a cognitive level, on a neurological level? We see how the child then takes this neurological basis of who he is and how that transfers into his behaviors and into his thinking and into his feeling. And what we find usually is that most of the young men who come with us, the only narrative that they have, the only script that they have is a script that's based on failure, frustration, and a lack of hope. So they feel hopeless, helpless, and totally incapable of making changes. And then they're faced with a choice. Either they sit in desperation regarding who they are, or they turn from being a passive victim and they turn into aggression, an aggressor. They turn their anger outward. So they hate everyone. They hate their mothers and their fathers and everyone at school, and everyone outside is terrible. We make this a very safe place. It becomes a very safe place where they are, we accept them, and we bring them in from that starting point of where they are. And that's the first step, coming to know yourself and to accept yourself as you are. If you can accept yourself as you are, then you can start making changes.